Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I apologize for the background noise if you can hear it. The TV's on downstairs, but that doesn't bother me. But if it bothers you guys, I'm sorry. There's nothing really I can do about it, but anyway, today in this video, I'm going to tell you guys a story about how one of my classmates got in trouble because he went to the restroom and nobody knew where he went to the restroom. And so this is a story just to let you guys know that it's okay in elementary school if you have to go to the restroom sometimes during class because teachers are nice about it. But you should always tell your teacher or ask your teacher permission to go to the restroom. Don't just walk to the restroom and don't tell anybody, because then they could hunt for you or they'll think you're leaving campus or yada, yada, yada. You should always tell your teacher when you're going to the restroom. You never want to just go to the restroom and not tell anybody. So I'm going to get started and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all started in 2004. This was when I was in the 5th grade. I was walking from my 5th grade class to my science class. So when I was in elementary school, we would have different prep classes. Like we had music one day, science one day, or PE one day. So we go music, science, PE. And they would switch our classes around because we did have quite big classes and we would put in groups like A, B, or C. I was mostly put in the C group every year. I don't know why. It was kind of weird, but they never really switched up my group. So basically, we would be in separate groups because we had such big classes that they couldn't fit. It would be overwhelming for all the teachers to teach us. So we would be in separate groups. So that we could be taught like different subjects. So basically that's how it worked. But anyway, I'm heading over to science class one day because I had science that day. And I'm walking with Restroom 3. Yes, I named him Restroom 3 just because he was using the restroom, and plus I already have other people on my story times who are named Restroom, obviously. So I'm walking over to class, but then all of a sudden Restroom 3 starts walking a different way. And I ask him, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I'm going somewhere," but he's not telling me where he's going. I mean, I didn't want to ask exactly where he was going because I know that would have been nosy, and I thought that was kind of weird that he didn't say he was going somewhere. I'm like, class is this way, and he was going that way. And he's like not even saying anything, and he just walks away and doesn't even go straight to science. So I walk over to science and I'm with the line of the other 5th grade class because they had to put 2 5th grade classes together in order for science. So we excuse me. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. But anyway, so I get to science and my science teacher lets us all in. Sorry, I'm having a lot of interruptions right now. But anyway, so my teacher lets us in. He suddenly looks around and looks to see if we're all in the classroom. And then he's like, my science teacher asks, "Where's restroom 2?" And we all are like shrugging our shoulders. We're like, "We don't know." No, and I was walking with restroom 2, but I had no idea where he went because he didn't even, I mean, not restroom 2, restroom 3, excuse me. And he we had no idea where he was. And so my science teacher calls my teacher and goes, restroom 3 is not here, blah, 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 blah. Can you find him? Blah, 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 blah. So we weren't sure what was going on. And he was gone most of the class time. And so what my science teacher did was he put his name up on a board and put a check by his name. So this is how my science teacher did it. If you got in trouble in his class, he would put your name up on the board, and then if you got a check by your name, you had to sit on the bench during recess as punishment. That's basically how we did it at my school. And I'm sure if you guys have been in elementary school, your punishment is you have to sit on the bench during recess. So as for like if you either were rude to the teacher, didn't do your homework, or were not cooperative or rude to other students, you had to sit on the bench as punishment. So basically that's how it worked when I was in elementary school. Well, and I think it might work the same way at other elementary schools, but every elementary school is different. So anyway, my science teacher put a check by restroom 3's name, and he says he is benched. So my teacher continues on with the subject, and then all of a sudden, excuse me. Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. But anyway, so after my science teacher puts a check by restroom 3's name, restroom 3 comes in. He's like, why is my name on, and he looks at the board and notices his name on the board with a check. And he asks, why is my name on the board with a check? He goes, nobody knew where you were, and blah, 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 blah. And I was going to have the supervisor find you, a supervisor go out and find you, yada, 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 yada. And he's like, I went to the restroom, blah, 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 blah. And the teacher's like, why didn't you tell anybody you were going to the restroom, blah, 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 blah. He goes, I don't know. And so my teacher was kind of angry that restroom 3 had ditched most of class, and makes him sit down, and my teacher continues with the lesson, and and he also notifies my teacher that restroom 3 had ditched science class and how he needs to sit on the bench the next very first recess. Because when I was in elementary school, we would have like 3 recesses. We'd have recess in the morning. Morning for maybe about a half an hour, and then we'd have my teachers would teach for an hour and then have recess for a half an hour. So we only got 3 recesses in elementary school, but when I was held back in 3rd grade, we got 4 recesses. I don't know why we got 4 recesses, but when I was in elementary, when I was in 4th through 5th and held back from when I was in 4th through 5th, and when I was in 1st through 3rd, which was special day, we only got 3 recesses. And that's the way it worked when I was in elementary school. But when I was in a full day class, I had 4. Anyway, sorry. So he had to get benched the very next first recess we had, and he was not too happy that restroom 3 was in the restroom almost the entire time he was teaching, and he notified my teacher. And then they gave him a bench slip, and he had to sit on the bench, which he was not too happy about. But it served him right, because he needed to learn to always remember to tell a teacher instead of just going anywhere and not telling anybody, or tell a classmate where he was going, so then they can notify the teacher. So the moral of the story is, if you have to go to the restroom, you should always notify your teacher, or have one of your classmates notify your teacher that you're going to the restroom. You shouldn't just go to the restroom and not tell anybody, because then the school's going to think you cut, or you're going to miss an entire important thing in class. You should always make sure you tell somebody you're going to the restroom, so then people know where you are and they know you didn't leave campus. So you should always be mindful about those kind of things. Don't just go straight to the restroom and not tell anybody. It's just always important to tell someone when you're going to the restroom, because then they know where you are and they don't have to have a search party for you or something. Okay, so that was a story about how somebody went to the restroom and didn't tell my teacher. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.